Marauders can be a pretty brutal game. To do well, you need good gear. To have good gear, you need good loot. Sometimes loot runs don't go very well, as in this case, where you just get, cables, large cables, fuel, etc., which is great for building ships, but not great for getting good weapons. Sometimes when you loot, you get kind of frustrated, so you start breaching other people's ships. You start, in some cases like this, you have an opportunity to heal. You have an opportunity here to take out a few people. In this case, we breach the duo. We take out this person right here. Maybe we hold our own. They sting like a bee, but don't kill like a gorilla, so I keep healing. They keep giving me a chance to fight. And because they keep giving me a chance to fight, I'm able to take them out and win. So you feel pretty good, right? You take out a duo, even if they have a sten, which is not that great. You feel really good, actually, so you start invading other people's ships, thinking that the good luck and the good gear will last. You probably know where this conversation is heading. So when you're breaching, you have no idea what skill level people are. This person was a lot more skilled than the other two players combined. This player right here is a top 500 player. Point being, the more of your good gear you use up, mathematically, the less good gear you have to use in later raids. So what do you do in this case? What do you do when you run out of good gear? We make our money back by doing fast loot runs at Navy Outpost. Tough AI, but the risk-reward ratio for loot is tremendous here. In this case, we spawned at gun 1A, I believe. You spawn there and you drop down here in this little basement type area. You get about, I think, 4 boxes that have decent chance of spawning with decent loot, like fabric, high-grade gunpowder, regular gunpowder, things like that, which are pretty important to the early game, for crafting at least. This route here, this is an early Sunday morning raid, so not a lot of other players. It's pretty empty, but it's great for showing the pathing and the place to go and how to make a fast push to the headquarters. We're also messing around a little here, switching from MG42s over to the automatic Mauser pistol to take out the AI. We hear some other action going on. Another player is fighting, but it doesn't really matter. If we're this close to Navy HQ, then we have access to all the Warbonds, all the good gear that's usually inside this area in high command. As soon as we walk in, we see an MG42 that's heavy, which is a really good gun. There are 3 bodies in here that usually spawn things like silver coins, gold coins, sometimes military rations that you'll see in a second. But you also get red Warbonds, best color. And you also get an ammo case, which I forgot to loot up here. But this route, as long as you loot all the bodies, big bucks, and even the little tiny tin cases, if you make this a fast run, you can get out and extract pretty easily. Just don't bring anything better than a rust bucket when you fly in, because you're going to lose the ship. So we get out pretty safely on a pretty good run, ending up with not only 1 but 2 MG42s, even though I brought 1 in. You extract. Most people, as you'll see from those explosions, won't be able to shoot your pod. It's such a tiny breach pod. So you get out, and in the next few runs we'll show more. And this one here is just an example of the kind of loot that you can get, like Warbonds, low torches, metal sheets, all the above. So that's just an illustration in the HQ area. And finally, this loot run is from the barracks in Navy. As a quick note, Marauders had a patch go through, I believe, on the 12th or 13th of December. Some of the maps changed a little bit. Navy seems to still be fairly intact, probably with some minor changes like they said in the dev logs. A lot of AI in general when you spawn in Navy. They're pretty strong, but they can be pretty clueless, like in that case. This loot run, just like the other one, had a pretty low amount of activity from other players. The firing range in general has a lot of good loot around it. The room we're gonna go back to in a second. It's a reliable place to get, you know, your metal parts, your leather strips, sometimes even higher end ammo. And often on the bench in the room, you'll be able to pick up a rifle. I think I've gotten a EM2 and a M16 from that spot before. We're gonna head to headquarters in a little bit, I believe through a slightly different route to illustrate the layout of the map. You might have heard that noise just now, that little siren sounding thing. That was someone opening up the blowtorch area that we're gonna go to in a second. If you go into, actually it's the depot, different area. Not the same as the blowtorch area. They looted everything already, pretty quick, lightning speed actually. From the depot you can see the headquarters, Navy Command. If you jump on that pipe onto the box, then onto the floor, typically you won't be dealing with much fall damage. We're gonna head into headquarters right now, but because we're already 17 or 18 minutes into this match, into this raid, they took all the loot here. So the purpose of this is to show the route and less so the loot. But a little bit of a cherry on top, if you have the APC quest for Navy, it's right here. A few steps away from this vehicle, there's another one. Look for the one with the radar, right across from the infirmary entrance. If you hold F for 8 seconds, disable the APC for the daily mission. Collect your reward, all that fun stuff. And that is it. But HQ is also a good place for general PvP, whether you want to play aggressive pad style or ratty, like in this case. By the way, if you crouch, people can hear it, so you're gonna get pushed like this guy does right here. So yeah, I mean, once you loot up places like HQ, High Command, you'll have pretty good gear. You will have a pretty good stash. Your bankroll will be able to handle random cheaters like this who has unlimited ammo. You'll be able to weather these situations against Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. you'll be able to get Mat 40s and hold your own against invaders like this one. You'll be able to invade the commando ship and fight heads and maybe even land a lucky headshot, like in this case. Additionally, when you have good loot, you can pretty much do anything in this game. And that's where all the fun really opens up. You're not really beholden to doing anything specific. So in summary, make sure you get good loot, make sure you do this Navy run, make sure you get your Warbonds and sell them so that you can get better gear, so that you can keep pushing and keep performing well. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as humanly possible and learned a thing or two about looting. Make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to fall in love with the Navy map, which is really fun.